Don't you love it when you get mystery boxes? So thank you, Xiaomi, for sending out a mystery box. Whatever could it have? Well, why don't we find out? And open up the box and see what we get inside. Again, I really like getting mystery boxes. It's just like, okay, what are you gonna get? So, there, the Xiaomi 12 Pro has many powerful photography functions that you can now explore because you've received our brand new flagship phone. We hope you can accept our challenge to explore and unlock different functions. Team Xiaomi. Well, we know what is inside now, don't we? Yeah, it's the Xiaomi 12 Pro. So, let's unbox this and talk about it. So, this is the Xiaomi 12 Pro, the latest flagship from Xiaomi, and honestly I'm really interested to see how this one performs. Now, I've been using it for a couple of days, but this is not a full review. That takes a little bit of time. I want to test it for a bit longer. I don't want to give a 48-hour impression about the device itself. It just doesn't feel right. I want to properly use this and talk about the features that I like and what I don't like and things that I really want to see working well with this device. But honestly, so far, with the days that I've been using it, there are some things that definitely impress me. There are some things that I noticed as well. It's not something that is very bothersome, but I've noticed it. But let's begin with what you get inside the box, and Xiaomi does that normally really well. There are some things that I really like, and I'm really curious how in overall it will perform in longevity, just a bit longer than I normally do. Of course, with reviews I want to see how it performs here. Of course, you get your booklets, don't care for those. You do get a case with it, that is really nice to see. But of course, you also get a charger. Now, this is of course 120 watt, and this is not the first time they've done it with 120 watt. However, there is a difference. Normally, when you have a phone that charges faster, it's dual cell. So the battery is split into two halves. This takes in a little bit more space, but also it is split in those two halves. With the Xiaomi 12 Pro, however, it is not. And they've done this by having an extra chip. This is the Surge P1, and this allows this device, the 12 Pro, to be charged at 120 watt while not being a dual cell. This makes it that the 4600 mAh battery inside, that doesn't seem very large, charges up really fast. Now you would think when I say 4600 mAh battery, that battery life isn't that great. So far, however, I will have to say battery life is actually quite impressive. I do have it on the standard mode and not on the gaming, the performance mode, because you do have different modes for that. And that's perfectly fine for day-to-day use. Honestly, no problems here. But I will have to say, with that, I get about 6 to 7 hours screen on time. I easily make it till the end of the day. And that's great battery life for me. Especially when it is about, 6 to 7 hours screen on time. Especially with a smaller battery inside. Also, something that I really want to discuss is, of course, the display itself. In terms of display, it's a 6.73-inch AMOLED display with 120 Hz. Now, you can either have it custom, where you can select between 60 to 120, but you can also have it auto, where it kind of calibrates on how much it needs at that moment. That's definitely recommended in terms of use, so it can go lower in FPS as well and therefore save more battery, and go higher if you, for instance, are playing games or scrolling or anything like that. And genuinely, I have to say that this display itself, again, is a really nice display to look at. It gets bright enough outside, definitely, especially when I tested it yesterday a little bit, taking pictures outside to see how it performs in general. Brightness is no issue at all. There are some other phones that I've tested in that weather, and I did see that the display wasn't bright enough for those phones. This one, more than bright enough, and I think that's really stellar about the package overall. What I have to say about the design itself, what I really like, is the back texture. It has this nice feel to it. I don't know if you can hear it. It has this nice texture to it. It has like a dotted pattern on it. I like it. It looks really nice. It looks sophisticated as well. And I think overall it is an appealing package. However, I do think that the camera cutout itself is a bit, it's nothing impressive there. And I think the Mi 11 Ultra did that a little bit better in terms of camera design. But I do still like it. It works well, and I think it's integrated well. One thing that I straight away have to also comment on is how it's built. The build quality is really good, and what I really like is how the glass and the frame itself feel like one part when you are holding it in your hand. You don't really feel that there is any frame between the two, It feels really smooth when you are holding it. This does mean that it's a little bit more slippery, but I do really like it when a phone just feels really good in hand. The only thing that I feel is, because I still have it on there, is of course the screen protector. I keep that on there because, I like to have that on there. But I think overall this phone is one of the best feeling phones that I've owned so far, if not the best, when it comes to, of course, a larger display. Overall, again, design terms, really good. Of course, you do get dual speakers here, Harman again, and really solid speakers overall again. Xiaomi does that really well, and I think they've done a great job here again. Then let's talk a little bit about camera. Now, from the get-go, I do want to say that I haven't fully tested the camera setup yet. So stay tuned for a full review and of course a camera comparison between this and, for instance, the Mi 11 Ultra, the S21 and so on. Either way, in terms of camera, what I really like about it, apart from of course all sensors being the same resolution with 50 megapixels for of course the main sensor, the ultra wide and of course your zoom as well, I think that Xiaomi does a really good job with the colors. It looks more pleasing to my eye because I like a more natural kind of looking image instead of looking at an image with a lot of computational photography inside. So I think here again they've done a good job. The colors are more natural and I do like that overall when it comes to the camera of the Xiaomi 12 Pro. But of course that's my opinion and you can have a different opinion about that. So do keep that in mind that this is just my feeling towards the camera. Same with the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra. I think both of them have a great camera here. Either way, I'm really curious also to see of course what they do with the Ultra version of this, if this is coming. Don't know, cannot confirm either or. But I think overall the Xiaomi 12 Pro seems like a really stellar package when it comes to a device like this. And I think overall, again, like I said, I really like the design and I think they've done a good job. There are some things of course that I feel like are amiss. For instance, not having of course micro SD inside and of course no headphone jack, because that would have made it really like an ideal package for me. But these are my first impressions of the Xiaomi 12 Pro. I'm gonna do some more videos about it, testing the camera, testing it of course against the beast that is the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra in some other videos on my second channel, Tech by Jermaine. I'm gonna leave a link in the description as well as stated, and of course a link for the device as well for the Xiaomi 12 Pro. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this video about the Xiaomi 12 Pro, and stay tuned because more content is of course coming out about the phone itself and other phones as well. So don't forget to leave a comment below, hit like, hit subscribe and the bell icon, and of course check out my second channel, Tech by Jermaine, so that reaches 1K pretty soon hopefully. Either way, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, that's good, and talk to you guys in the next one.